Ever wonder why some brilliant car features just disappeared? Imagine a car that could literally hop over speed bumps or park sideways in tight spaces. These aren't concepts from a sci-fi movie, they actually existed. Today, we're going through 10 fascinating car innovations that just vanished from history. From luxury experiments gone wrong to ideas that were just way ahead of their time, get ready to discover the most interesting automotive features you've probably never heard of. Also, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, you can pause the video right now and do so. That way you won't miss out on our upcoming videos on everything you need to know about cars and their engines. Now, let's check out our 10 car innovations that are gone and forgotten. Number 1. The Saab Sensonic Gearbox. Starting off our list is the Saab Sensonic Gearbox. Swedish manufacturers were pioneers in safety technology and frequently led the way in automotive enhancements. A technology that definitely did not enhance the driving experience was the Sensonic Gearbox. In principle, it appears to be a perfect scenario. What Saab Sensonic Gearbox offered was the manual feel combined with the convenience of automatic driving. In simple terms, it was a manual transmission equipped with an automatic clutch. This performs effectively on the open road as you transition smoothly between gears while enjoying that interactive manual feel, but it all fell apart when trying to reverse park on any incline. As shown by James May in a previous Top Gear episode, when backing up a hill, managing the reverse speed isn't very easy since you lack the clutch control to utilize effectively. Instead, once you take your foot off the accelerator, the car disconnects from reverse and you start rolling ahead. Not ideal. Number 2. Fifth wheel parking. We have now arrived at a point in technology where the car parks itself. That still seems quite futuristic, even though it is a feature found in many cars today. Now, if we turn back nearly 90 years, they were nearer to this notion than you might expect. The fifth wheel parking idea from the 1930s is quite clever, and honestly, it's difficult to understand why it didn't gain widespread acceptance, particularly when you observe the number of scratches on bumpers in large urban areas or outside my apartment. It was quite a straightforward concept since a fifth wheel would apply pressure from the back of the vehicle at an angle, allowing you to pivot the car within the narrowest areas. The only actual drawback we can identify is a slight amount of cleaning needed for the front tires. Regrettably, it just never gained traction. In 1933, Brooks Walker showcased his invention on a Packard, and a later attempt in the 1950s on a Cadillac still led the industry to dismiss the concept as excessively costly. Number 3. A vinyl player. It might be quite clear why this one hasn't lasted over time, but the ambition deserves recognition. The 8-track, cassette, and CD players have gradually faded away due to advancements in in-car entertainment that connect with people's smartphones and digital music libraries. However, the in-car vinyl player faced far more significant problems than merely being out of date. Automakers succeeded in addressing the problem of a car's suspension, causing the vinyl player needle to skip by implementing counterweighted and cushioned arms, which made the playing experience less problematic than anticipated. The main issue was that you couldn't simply take your records from home and play them. These were unique records that practically required you to buy your whole collection anew. The vinyl player for cars was available solely as an option in new vehicles and couldn't be purchased and installed separately, thus the demand for these records were quite low. Within a year, they were discontinued and Chrysler ceased its backing for the unreliable devices. Number 4. A toilet. This is an unusual characteristic, as we know it to have been integrated into just one vehicle. A man named Joseph Mashik from New York commissioned a bespoke Rolls-Royce in 1954 that included one unique characteristic: a toilet. Indeed, the 1954 Rolls-Royce Vignale featured a working toilet that would discharge its contents onto the street. If you, like us, thought it was beneath the driver's seat, you'd be wrong. Fortunately, we can all relax, confident that no Rolls-Royce driver is currently driving while attending to their, let's say, personal needs. This toilet is situated in the backseat area, so one must stop before using it on the I-25 and driving away. Number 5. Bose Suspension. Yeah, the audio equipment firm isn't the first name that comes to mind for creating a groundbreaking suspension system, yet it dedicated considerable time to the endeavor and achieved significant technological success. Watching videos of electromagnetic suspension in operation is truly remarkable. The test vehicle for the suspension was an impressive Lexus LS400, recognized for its seamless driving experience. The suspension of the luxury vehicle does lead to a bit of body roll, as anticipated, when the car is pushed to its limits over bumps, turns, and aggressive braking. Nevertheless, when the Bose suspension from the same model is utilized, the LS400 experiences no body roll whatsoever. Not a trace of it. The wheels appear to operate as if entirely separate from the chassis. The true standout feature of the system was its jumping ability, though Bose stated that this capability wouldn't be included in the final production version. The failure of the system was not due to technology, but rather to financial issues. The system was overly costly to set up and somewhat heavy. Currently, Bose employs this technology in cushioned seats designed for long-haul truck drivers. Regrettably, we will never experience the joy of leaping over speed bumps. Number 6. Vent windows. Vent windows, often referred to as wing windows, have secured a spot on this list due to their distinctive combination of practicality and vintage appeal. We've chosen vent windows for this role because they embody an important element of automotive design that offered practical advantages prior to the development of contemporary climate control systems. These small triangular windows found on the front doors of automobiles were a common element in cars from the 1940s all the way to the 1980s, providing a simple method to control airflow without relying on air conditioning. More specifically, vent windows could be angled open to channel fresh air into the cabin, assisting in maintaining a cool and well-ventilated interior, especially when you were sitting in the back seat and Grandma and Grandpa are in the front smoking a whole lot of Newports. They were particularly helpful in the era before air conditioning was common as well, enabling drivers and passengers to experience a breeze without completely rolling down the main windows. Number 7. The car phone. Included on this list due to its legendary reputation as a representation of luxury and technological progress in the 1980s and 90s, the integrated car phone is a technology that swiftly became obsolete. We've selected this feature as it signifies the initial phases of mobile connectivity prior to the extensive use of cell phones. Integrated into the vehicle with a substantial transceiver unit and an accessible handset, car phones enabled drivers to make and receive calls while traveling, particularly attracting business professionals. Nevertheless, they were cumbersome, costly, and dependent on restricted cellular networks. With the increasing affordability and portability of handheld mobile phones, car phones rapidly fell out of favor, now acting as a nostalgic symbol of early mobile technology. Number 8. Scent dispensers. Now, there's no doubt that cars can sometimes smell bad. Every person's car has had an unpleasant odor at some point. The fresh scent of a new car we all love fades rather quickly and is replaced by a pungent odor of body odor. What can be done to combat the unpleasant car smell? Well, recently, several luxury car manufacturers tested automated fragrance dispensers. The concept was to push the air freshener to its ultimate limit by incorporating time pumps that release delightful scents within vehicles. Mercedes-Benz and Infiniti have both integrated built-in scent dispensers, or perfume dispensers, into several of their most renowned models like the Mercedes-Benz S-Class and the Infiniti Q45. Looks like a great plan, right? Well, the issue was that numerous individuals have allergies to fragrances and perfumes. In reality, many hospitals in the US and Canada currently prohibit individuals from wearing perfume inside their facilities. The same applies to cars. This idea ultimately turned out to have a pretty foul odor in the end. Number 9. Pop-up headlights. Pop-up headlights are likely one of the most desired features people wish to see return in contemporary vehicles due to their unique and creative design that provided a futuristic touch to numerous cars from the 1960s to the 90s. We chose this feature as it artfully combined practicality and aesthetics, increasing the allure of sports cars such as the Chevrolet Corvette and the Mazda MX-5 Miata. Hidden inside the car's frame when not in operation, these headlights would emerge when turned on. Although they were well liked, pop-up headlights encountered issues such as mechanical malfunctions and higher production expenses, and shifting safety standards ultimately resulted in their downfall. Today, they are nostalgically recalled for their vintage charm and continue to be a favorite among automobile lovers, particularly those who cherish the iconic 1990s JDM era. Number 10. Ashtrays and cigarette lighters. Ashtrays and cigarette lighters are part of this list as they were once prevalent items in vehicles, representing an era when smoking was an ordinary part of everyday life. We selected this entry to emphasize the notable cultural transformation from a time of prevalent smoking to the current health-oriented society. Common in vehicles from the mid-20th century to the early 2000s, ashtrays and lighters were generally built into the dashboard and passenger compartments. As smoking rates decreased and health consciousness grew, producers eliminated these features in favor of additional storage or USB ports, signifying a shift towards healthier living. Even though they hail from a bygone era, the designs of certain ashtrays, such as those in a classic Rolls-Royce, were truly works of art. Well, there you have it, 10 incredible car innovations that didn't quite make it to our driveways today. Which one surprised you the most? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below, and don't forget to hit subscribe for more fascinating automotive history and features that time forgot. We'll see you next time.